Okay, yeah.
Well, I'll put it this way. I used to couldn't do this on the table. Just putting my elbows on the table for any period of time for a few seconds, I would get some pain.
Yeah.
Had severe migraines, debilitating. If one came on, I would say, well, that's it. I'm done for the day.
Wow.
So if we were at a family outing or something, my wife already knew, okay, well, we'll get you home. And that was it. I went to bed.
Wow.
But,
And how long were you like that before? This is all good information. You never told me this. This is because he's been in such great health. So it's just a testament to how much chiropractic has helped you, because I didn't know it was that bad. And that's where I was leading, where a lot of people, for sometimes pain can be the motivating factor. You don't want it to be, but just sometimes when things are out of sight, it's out of mind. People are not. But and the thing about it is that many of the musculoskeletal conditions are progressive in nature. So what people have to realize is that whenever you are feeling something where your body is talking to you and it's telling you something's wrong, if you don't do anything about it, it is going to get to the point where you're trying to put your arms on the table, you're trying to work, and can't function at the family reunion, you can't function with your grandkids, you can't work a full day without pain. Now your sleep is exhausted. So you had to do something.
Yes.
And I'm glad that you found it. So that's amazing.
Yes, I'm glad I found you guys too as well.
Yeah. Where do you think things would be? I mean, if you didn't do that and start doing chiropractic, where do you think you would be right now?
Well, I remember you told me early on that if the trajectory would be surgery. You said that. I remember you telling me that. You said if I hadn't started, then I probably would have had surgery in my neck.
And it is, and it's like, and a lot of times I always tell patients, I'm not anti-surgery. We work with surgeons. There's patients.
Certainly.
I've referred at least, 4 to 5 patients for surgery just this year because the condition was that bad.
Right.
And just as I was saying, conditions, not just musculoskeletal, but just health in general, which is why you see the primary as well, because if we don't take good care of our bodies, then there has to be a more aggressive intervention that has to take place, where we could have, if we easily manage the body is designed to manage our, its own conditions, and the body is designed to heal itself. But if we try to just live like we're always on life support, the body can only do that but for so long.
Right.
So that's amazing, man. That is amazing. So, so now you're retiring with vitality. What are some other, what are your top 3 healthy habits that you're doing just on a regular basis? And you can include chiropractic, or you can talk about some of the other things that you do, but what are some of the other things that you're doing to retire with such, full of life and vitality? You're not coming in here on a stroller, nobody had to wheel you in, right? You're not, crawling to your appointments saying, I can't make it, What are some of the other things that you're doing?
Well, interestingly, eating habits, exercise, and chiropractic, I would say my top 3.
That's awesome.
Because I didn't realize there were some foods that could actually cause inflammation.
Let's talk about it, Andre.
I mean, I did not know that, and I learned that from being here at MSI.
Yeah.
So that was helpful, and then just exercising, keeping those the muscles that help to support your body, posture, and all that. And of course the adjustments that I get.
There you go. There you go. In the book, there's a chapter on nutrition. I mean, the body has to heal from basically what we're feeding it, and healing has to happen on a cellular level first. There's no way you can be sitting here saying, man, I feel good, muscles are good, all of that stuff. No lactic acid building up in the muscles. There's no inflammation here. There's no inflammatory foods that's in the gut that's leading to all these other issues. So healing has to happen on a cellular level, and it has to happen on a nutritional level first. So we talk about that in the book. There's a chapter. And then you talked about exercise, which is very, very key. And there's a chapter that I believe the title is Movement is Life, because our bodies are designed to move. Yes. And if we're not moving, we're basically dying slowly, yes. right? You know, we have to have some level of physical activity and use those joints. And think about it. Movement is so important. Even every single cell, there's movement inside the cell, right, of the body. So you've got cytoplasm, you've got mitochondria, you've got cell walls, you've got mitosis and meiosis. I don't even know how I remember that, right? But you have all this cell division, and you have all of this movement that's happening at a cellular level. But yet, you know, we go home after work and we just sit, or we just, you know, it's a weekend, it's a beautiful day, and we're just right. So that's why I even try to motivate my kids, and I'm sure you do your grandkids, with just building generational health habits. When you were younger as a kid, I'm sure you were outside and playing and things of that nature. So that's what we want to instill in the next generation. That's it. So that is amazing. What are one of the greatest lessons that you've learned in your health journey?
That you sort of touched on it earlier. Just knowing that although I'm having pain, I'm having symptoms, that's not the end. You know, that we can, you know, do something about that, and we can actually be better. You know, so, you know, in certain cases. And in my case, that was certainly, I don't remember the last migraine that I had. You know.
Hit the applause, Kevin. Are you sleeping? Hit that applause button, man. That's amazing.
So yeah, I mean, it just, you know, radically changed my life, and I can enjoy family events and all that without having to worry about that. So.
And I mean, you know, I'm telling you, Andre, what would you say to somebody that's on the fence, or somebody, you know, a lot of times I'll get, you know, if I'm at a family function, or if I'm out and it just comes out that I'm a chiropractor. One, there's a line that forms because everybody's got a question for me. Two, everybody's like, oh, my neck, my back. And then three, people just automatically start standing up straight. You know, once they hear, oh, there's a chiropractor here. Oh, okay, no, my posture's good. Sure. But, you know, I say that to say that there are some people that come to me and they say, oh, well, I believe in chiropractic. And then some people are like, yeah, well, you know, I don't believe in chiropractic. And I always tell people, like, look, this is not a religion, you know. It's like gravity, you know. I can say I don't believe in gravity, but if I stand in a 2-story building and I jump and I take a step off of the roof, I'm gonna fall because gravity works, right? And gravity exists. So your body is designed to move. Your joints are designed to move. The spine should have the least amount of stress on it, and it should be in an optimal, ideal posture, just like your heart should be in an ideal range in terms of heart blood pressure, pulse rate, and all of that. Your spine, there's norms and there's ranges that the body should be in. So, you know, the spine, so why should we think any differently about the spine? If the neck is like this, or the neck is kind of crooked or out of place, sooner or later, it's not in an ideal position, it's out of alignment, it's going to cause some issues. So I kind of talk to people about chiropractic from that standpoint, but what would you say to somebody that is on the fence and they're thinking about chiropractic, or maybe they heard negative things about chiropractic, things of that nature? What would you say to that person?
I would say do your own research, find out for yourself, because, you know, as you said, you might not be able to convince someone, but, you know, just say, hey, check it out for yourself to see, you know, so you can see. You know.
And of course, you know, a lot of times what I always tell people is, and this comes with any doctor, and I talk about this in the book, it's always good to get a referral. I mean, I'm sure people, in fact, there are people that have come to the office because they were like, look, I'm in pain, but Andre, didn't he used to have headaches? Right? And isn't he walking around here smiling? Who does he go see? So, you know, a referral goes a long way when you see somebody that used to be in pain. So it's always good to go from a referral. Look up the reviews, make sure they're consistent and things of that nature, right? Because sometimes I always tell every patient, like, you know, every patient of ours is like a walking billboard, you know? And it's real key to do that. So, you know, so what are you looking the most forward to
Yeah.
in retirement, sir. You are brand new, retired. You know, you know. What are you gonna do?
I want to just be present and be healthy and just hang out with my family, my grandkids, be able to play with them without pain and have mobility and flexibility and things like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all that.
That's amazing, man. Well, you know what, Andre? I feel like you are a dare champion, sir, and you are a dare champion thanks to Dad. Right? Dad is the one that started that pathway of that ultimate, that pathway of really building those set patterns of living healthy, being active, not just sitting around, but kind of, practicing what he preaches, so to speak. And so many of us can kind of get caught in just, I know I need to do this, but I'm actually sitting on the couch. I know I should probably see a chiropractor, but I'm just going to deal with this pain for another 2-3 years until it really gets bad. Sir, you are a dare champion. Thank you so much for coming out and sharing with us your story. And I'm so excited for the next chapter of your life. And I'm even more honored that I've been able to play a part in you building generational health and you walking into retirement headache free, haven't had a migraine in how long, really being able to play with your grandchildren. Like those are things that, people are going through a series of, sometimes surgery after surgery, medication after medication, and they still haven't gotten there yet. And I'm just excited for you, man, that you've done it. And it's been with conservative care, with chiropractic, you exercising, you eating right. Andre, sir, thank you so much, man.
You, Dr.
God bless you, man. God bless you. Listen, thanks so much for tuning in on this episode of Dear Champions. I hope you were blessed. I hope that Andre said something where you can kind of see yourself where he was and hopefully see the future that he's walking into. And that's the future that I want everybody to walk into. There's no reason why we should be crawling into retirement or having all this aches and pains while we're at work. So thanks so much for tuning in. And if you haven't picked up a copy of Dare to Live Well, The Ultimate Guide to Building Generational Health, by all means, it's on Amazon bookstores right now, Barnes & Nobles, and also go to our website, www.daretolivewell.com, daretolivewell.com. God bless.